Interprofessional practice, as we know, brings in a whole team of healthcare providers. They're looking at the patient as a whole. So it isn't about what can each individual person does, but what can each individual practice or practitioner do for the patient collectively.
Looking at things from one point of view doesn't really help in any aspect of anybody's life, and when you're dealing with a patient who's recovering from an illness or injury, you want everybody to kind of throw in their 2 cents and have their clinical expertise in the ring in order to have the best outcome for the patient.
The different professions approach maybe similar problems from a different perspective, but once we finally sit down and communicate in a formal fashion, we can really see that we are working on the same issue, and your perspective might be the key to unlocking the mystery from the direction that I'm looking at the problem.
In thinking about this, you really got to think about some of the goals of healthcare reform in general. What they're really trying to do is obviously increase access, but also to increase quality or enhance patient care outcomes, and then finally contain costs.
A huge component of this is the next step of how to use interprofessional education to really improve the quality of care that's delivered in the current healthcare system.
But it's not just optometry. I mean, dentistry, it's medical schools, anybody you talk to, you know, this is sort of right now it's sort of a cauldron of creativity. So when we talk about how it's impacting on the delivery of healthcare, the ability for different professionals with different disciplines and expertise to work together is one of the core features.
It's going to be important to realize that individual coding of individual cases and individual procedures is probably going to be very different a couple of years from now. We may be going away from a fee-for-service model or less fee-for-service model, more to an integrated model where we may get paid on a diagnosis for a patient for a couple of months. That will be very, very different in the way we're looking at right now.
One of the key first steps to developing a interprofessional team is making sure that every team member is fully aware of the skills, abilities, and knowledge of the other team members.
Really, as students, we have to be ambassadors for our optometry and really advocate and be able to show what we can do for patients, and really be able to talk to other practitioners and be able to say, well, this is what we can bring and this is how we can advocate for the well-being of the patient.
Once we get over many of those challenges that have yet to be realized and incorporated into our vocabularies of healthcare reform, I think it's important that we will wind up with a healthcare delivery system that is very patient-centric.
I think the simple advice to our students is again certainly to be extremely aware of the trends, but also to be very aggressive about engaging not only different aspects of the healthcare system, but engaging their faculty, and engaging institutions in discussions, debates. This is going to be the student's future.
And it's really building those relationships and even networking with other people is where optometry is really going to be able to flourish and even do better, because really I think interprofessional practice is here to stay, and it's more important than ever to get involved in that network of people before we may be excluded. No one wants that because we have a lot of skills to provide.